There wasn't any, because he couldn't get close enough to him.
For iRacing to get Le Mans.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Good afternoon everybody and welcome to Apex Racing TV for the iRacing Grand Prix Series Strength of Field race. My name is Andrew Woodhouse and I'm joined by Conrad Venter and iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson, who's also doing our cameras for us as usual. Alex, welcome mate. Road America, I know it's one of your favourite places.
Yeah, I love this track. Makes for some great racing, good combination of high speed
high-speed straights and high-speed corners, medium-speed corners, some low-speed stuff as well, cambered in there, tricky curbs, bit of everything really. It's great.
Conrad, I know you've done quite a lot around this track as well. What do you make of this one and the challenge that these drivers are going to have to face today?
Well, I think Road America is one of the best tracks to come out of the States. It's a brilliant track with those long straights. And well, today for these guys, it's all about those, like I say, the long straights and making use of the slipstream and the DRS and see if they can eke out every little performance out of the ERS as well.
Alex, we had a little preview of this on Friday night, and we saw a little bit of what's going to go on. Do you think there's been an improvement since the patch on how the racing's going to be, or will it be hard to tell until we get into this strength of field race?
Well, having done a race yesterday, of course, in fairly large packs and things like that, got a pretty good idea of what it's like. And I'll be honest, there's not an awful lot of change. There is a little bit. Certainly the certainly the ERS. It's much harder to manage your energy levels now, but you just have to be a little bit more conservative on it, really. So if you're on particular mode, you might find that you're just down one click or something like that. It's really not that much difference. As for the DRS, that is a little bit stronger, but again, if you're in a pack, there's nothing you can do. It's just everybody else has got the same speed as you have as well, and everybody's using the push to pass to either attack or defend, so it really just stalls it out somewhat. So if you can keep yourself a 0.6 of a second gap to the car behind, then you're pretty safe from attack, as long as no one doesn't try and throw something down there from about 0.3 of a second back, which I think we will probably see going down into turn 5. There'll be a bit of desperation and creeping in towards the end of the race where people want to make moves, so we'll keep an eye out for that. And if people don't see them coming, it could end in disaster pretty quickly.
Possibly into Canada corner as well.
Yeah, certainly.
Qualifying here, mate. What's the key aspect of this lap in order to get this one right? You've only got 2 laps, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to lose time in the slow speed stuff, so nail that slow speed stuff, and the high speed sort of takes care of itself to some extent. Yes, you can lose time there, but nowhere near as much as what you can on the slow speed, so really focus on nailing that sort of second sector of the lap, and that really give you a pretty good starting grid position, even if you've sort of made a hash of the first sector sort of thing.
Alright, of course this is the official strength of field race here on iRacing. And of course, this is one of the best races of the week. Usually we have 17 drivers on the grid, 3 splits in total, and we're covering the top one for you today. So at the moment we see Daniel Wensing on pole position, Victor Rodriguez in second, and Giuseppe Ragusa in third. There's a few drivers who haven't set a time yet. Conrad, it's quite a precious situation, isn't it, really, when you've got 2 laps to get the time in, and a track like this is pretty tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, they've given us an extra minute this season to get the qualifying laps. So the drivers have got plenty of time to complete the laps, but they only get 2 laps. And if you make a mistake on that first banker lap of yours, then the pressure's really on that second lap. Not just to get a clean lap in, but to produce a good lap time to put you in a decent position on the grid as well.
Yeah, invariably, excuse me. Invariably, if you're too safe on the qualifying lap, especially Alex, you'll know in this car, if you have to just get a clean lap in, you lose a couple of tenths, which could be the difference with five places, maybe 10.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is top of 3 splits today as well, so be fairly competitive. I think looking at the times, they do look fairly close. Like you say, a few tenths of a second going to be going to really split it apart.
Vedran Kral just going third, by the way, as well.
Yeah, nice. I just wanted to quickly touch on the points as well. We haven't spoke about those in the first 2 weeks. Slavan Yatsenko leading on 559 points. It's worth pointing out he has done obviously 3 races so far this season, so we'll have obviously done some yesterday. Ruslan Sabatov in second place on 492. Vedran Kral in third, 4.72, and then we've got Kevin Ellis Jr. is in 4th place with Victor Prito in 5th. Just having a look down.
Yatsenko just on his second lap now, Alex. So I don't know if you can catch the end of that, and we'll see if he can improve at all. Coming through the carousel.
It is a really tight grid at the moment. We're just looking at Vensing, who's on provisional pole position with 37.6. And looking down the standings, everybody up until 13th place, this was an 8/10 of a second of each other.
Yeah, I mean that's, I think that's the nature of the top split race. And Senko, I wonder if he's got
close, but I think he'll get away with that. You can just dip your wheel there on that sort of gravel without getting an off track, or maybe not.
He's given up on it.
Yeah. I mean, was that an outlap?
It could have been. He looked like he was pushing quite hard, so I don't know. We'll see now then. But it's worth going on board with him. He's got. No, he has. I think he was just maybe testing something there. So
yeah.
So only 10th for our points leader. Then did you say it was Kral in second? So.
Sabatov in second, Kroll in third. Driver to watch out for, the driver who's only done 2 weeks so far is Ficara, only 2 races under his belt. So he's on 369 points, so 200-point race here, which is definitely up for grabs if we've got 3 splits, would jump him straight to the top of the leaderboard if he can beat Yatsenko, I think.
Sabatov's had an awful qualifying though. Something must have happened to him there, because down in 16th place. So our, first and second in the championship, Conrad, 10th and 16th only.
Oh, maybe they were looking for a bit of a challenge this morning, and that's exactly what they're going to get, starting from 10th and 16th, as you say. But it should be entertaining at least to watch them try and make their way through the field towards the front.
All right, so Road America then. We've got 31 laps here. And you have 66 kilos of fuel to make it to the end with this McLaren MP430. Waiting for the final few cars to line up, and then we're going to have the lights coming on here. And this is going to be a great race, I've got a feeling. 8/10 of a second between the top 13, as Conrad mentioned earlier on. I think we're going to have an absolute cracking race here at Road America. So, waiting on the 3rd place car and a couple of others near the back. 2 minutes to grid up, of course. Get all your settings right, change the setup, make sure everything's all in order. 31 laps, quite a long way around here.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out as well. Track temperature is going to be absolutely sky high, 31 degrees ambient, partly cloudy. Not an awful lot of wind out there right now, but that track temp is going to be really high, so tyres are going to get very slick.
Green light is on, poor start from Oliveira. From Wensing, sorry, and it's Rodriguez who has gone into the lead. So it is Wensing that's gone into the lead. Sorry, it was a poor start from man on the front row, but he hooked it all up in the second phase. And Daniel Wensing is away. As we've seen before, he's managed to go off into the distance. Now, can anybody stay with him? This first lap's all important. You've got to stay within DRS range.
Problem for Kroll.
Sorry?
It's just problem for Kroll. He's just...
Oh, he's off.
I get must be some sort of some sort of wheel issue or something like that, or pedals can't even stop. So
no, he got hit by. Tell you who. He was hit by Ragusa, Giuseppe Ragusa.
Yeah, it was just a couple of cars getting into each other into turn 1. It's Ragusa there running into the back of Kroll, and we had Gobi and Yatsenko got caught up in that as well. So really not working out for Yatsenko, starting all the way from the back of the grid.
Good to see Estevan on the track as well. Obviously, give him a big shout out while we're here now. Obviously, using his camera packs. Makes my job a whole load easier. Sorry.
Yeah, it definitely does. Always makes the great cameras for pretty much all the tracks in iRacing for us. Using for the BSRTC as well. And Ruslan Savitov making his way up. He's already passed. I think he's already up to about. Is that about 7th place?
8th, I think.
Great start from him. Not banish the memory of the poor qualifying. Daniel Wensing by about a second. So DRS will be enabled on the next lap. So Victor Rodriguez, really, Alex, he's got to get on with this and make sure he can tag along.
Yeah, I think he's already outside the DRS zone actually. 1.1 seconds as they cross. Was he in the... No, he wasn't at all. Hasn't got it.
Third, so... It'll be the third lap, I think, though.
Oh, of course it will.
That will... that will be...
He'll need to stay
activated on.
Yeah, he'll need to stay in there then because literally as he went across the detection line, he'd already got to 1.1 behind. So just seeing the timing delta on the screen. So he's going to need to push these couple of laps. You know how useful that extra couple of tenths can be from the DRS.
And now he's coming under pressure from Martinez. So, you know, the thing is as well, Conrad, if Martinez starts to put pressure on Rodriguez, then that's any hope of catching Daniel Wensing probably out the window, at least for now.
Yeah, the problem is when you start fighting with someone else, then obviously there's going to be a certain loss in lap time, and that's exactly what Wensing would be hoping for at the moment. Not so much Rodriguez. One thing to take note is we've got the 2 DRS zones, but with the start-finish straight being on an uphill section as well, it almost acts like a third DRS zone. You get such a run when you're in the slipstream with this uphill section across the start-finish. That I mean, it's really another place where you can make use of that big gap in the rear wing, if there was one.
You tend to get quite a nice run, Alex, out of the last corner because it is, you know, it's kind of a medium speed corner, isn't it? So you're already carrying quite a lot of speed. The slipstream effect's already built up. So yeah, it does, and it's a long straight into that first corner. It's just quite hard to pass into there.
It's one of the few medium speed corners as well where you don't get an awful lot of dirty air. So yeah, it really makes quite a difference.
More of a mechanical grip corner, I think, than an aerodynamic grip corner. As down into turn. Which turn is that? Is that do we know if that's actually turn 3 or turn 5?
Well,
what's the classification on that?
I think if we go by iRacing, it's turn 5, but yeah, really, it's about the third time you turn the steering wheel.
Practically, it's turn 3. So David Martinez very, very strong on the brakes. It looks like. Possibly working with a bit of understeer there, Alex, and this is where he's gonna.
Pretty extreme through the carousel, that's for sure.
Although you did see Rodriguez twitching through the middle of the carousel, and so it meant that really Martinez gained a little bit. Now he's on the DRS, and look, you can see that difference now. Quite a marked improvement when you're in a 2-car battle, I think, because that was quite a large run that David Martinez actually got.
Yeah, absolutely. The car towards the front definitely a little bit more vulnerable now than they were. It's still very difficult. Dirty air does play an effect here, certainly in the 2 areas where you need to be close. The DRS on the main straight would have been ideal, I have to say.
1.8 seconds now is the lead for Daniel Wensing. Let's see what Martinez can do.
Very sideways coming out of 1 there as well, just all over the curb, and
now he's in a good range, maybe to at least get into position, because he was very good on the brakes on the previous lap. So we'll see if he can. He's not quite close enough there, because I think he got a slightly poor run out of turn 2, but very, very good at closing up on the braking. So I do think, Conrad, that if he can get close, I think he's pretty good at getting that stopped.
Yeah, we saw quite a few times yesterday with
battle with Ficarra and Balog. Sorry, Conrad. Side by side. Through the middle sector, around the outside is Ficarra. Nice move there. Sorry to cut you off there, mate. That was quite an exciting scrap.
Yeah, we've got the Oliveira just right behind them as well. He's going to have a little look if he gets a chance. But as I was saying yesterday, we saw quite a few times you can get a good run out of turn 3, then you can make the pass well before you get into turn 5. But yeah, like you say, Martinez is looking pretty handy under braking. But Balog is closing up to Ficarra.
Oh, he's gone. He lost it there, Balog. And coming out of Canada corner, just that talk of that McLaren MP430, Alex, again just biting another driver here.
Yeah, the hot track temperatures and yeah, like you say, that torque just. He was aware of what was going on and reacted very quickly, and he lost himself probably about a second, but it was enough for 2 people just to slip through.
Here's Ruslan Sabitov as well on the scene now, and Balog's tyres are going to be fairly dodgy for about half a lap at least, maybe 1 lap. And can Ruslan Sabitov now continue his climb up through the field by getting a move on his Van Balog? But we'll see that, and look at the front of this queue as well, which it is really a queue forming up between 4th place all the way down to about 11th place. 4 seconds between them, Conrad.
Yeah, shaping up to be a good little fight. Hopefully, with these improvements, or the more said improvements that iRacing has made to the ERS and the DRS, we'll see a bit more overtaking than we have done in previous weeks.
Martinez there, Alex, showing quite a different line through the entry to the carousel just to try to avoid that dirty air. Kind of worked actually. If you can follow him through the kink, it's got to be brave, it's got to be flat out pretty much through here. He's on the DRS.
Definitely got an opportunity.
He's going to get very close here now. And Rodriguez just shutting the door quite violently there. It was his right to do so. It was quite a late move across. Having left the left-hand side quite open, Alex, he then just went to take his normal line and almost surprised David Martinez.
And I think the thing is when you know, I can certainly attest to this as well. When you're tucked up behind in the DRS and somebody sort of moves around a little bit, you know, not much because there wasn't an awful lot of moving around, but there was certainly enough. Is you cannot react that quickly when you've got the DRS open. You can't jink the wheel to the right or the left because it will throw you off. Now, I was in a similar position yesterday, just as this, and exactly the same thing. Car ahead just moved sort of subtly around, and I sort of jinked to try and get it, and I nearly lost it coming down here. And I think even David DeCorps did exactly the same thing, and we can see that ended in disaster for him. So. You know, it happens to the best of us out there, and you have to be very acutely aware of that when you're trying to get a move done, and you kind of need to hope that the person in front doesn't move around and is a little bit sort of like picks a line and sticks to it, because yeah, it's tough.
I remember the first broadcasted race that we did hear of this season, of this car, sorry, was Jonas Nukarinen just basically did the same thing, didn't he? Got on the DRS and went to sort of move out very quickly and smashed into the wall. So,
yep, yeah, I remember that one.
Nuked himself, didn't he, there?
But Martinez is going to have another run, not quite close enough to get as close as he did on the previous lap.
He can throw it up the inside into Canada corner, but as I demonstrated beautifully on Friday, it's very, very difficult to to get that car stopped if you're hard on the brakes. Hot track, hot tyres. You need to be perfect in there to make that move stick. And here comes Victor Rodriguez as well with Martinez just behind him. It almost looks like Martinez just struggling a tad for straight line speed. He seems very, very good in the infield section. It's the corners that really matter, Alex, that he's just having a bit of trouble with. It's a good run now.
0.3 of a second back.
I think you might see something here right now. He's closer than he's been on any previous lap.
DRS enabled for Martinez, and there he goes. That's the move he rehearsed, and that's the move that he's performed beautifully, and it's come to it. So, David Martinez up to second place. Now, Alex, he's slightly surprised that Ficarra hasn't completely broken away from the pack behind, because he did show good pace a couple of nights ago.
A little bit, but I do know that speaking to him off air, he's definitely having some issues with tyre wear here more than anything, and the hot track, and I think perhaps just playing it conservative out there at the moment. I don't expect to see any no stops. I think the one stop will be what gums out with the track temp so high. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
I think you do need. I think you will need a stop as down the inside goes Fabrizio Gobbi on Istvan Balog, and he just lost it again, just coming out of Canada corner, and he just couldn't complete the move, Conrad, because he just lit up the rears a little.
Yeah, it's like we said, kind of that corner, the exit of that corner is absolutely lethal. You're so tempted to get on the gas, but the corner does tend to bite you back if you try and take a few liberties on it.
Battle for 11th place as well, Marquez and Kevin Ellis.
This is what we see. If you can get a decent run through turn 3 and get yourself close enough, then you're going to be in the exact position which Alice Jr. is in here, getting a good run down towards turn 5.
Needs to outbrake him here because both men had the DRS. Oh, just couldn't. Again, like Conrad, that might have just been the hot track again. Didn't have any confidence in lighting up the tyres, in getting on the power, and around the outside goes Kevin Ellis. And it's just that little mistake from Marquez there.
Yeah, they both made mistakes there. Alice Jr. just coming out of turn 5 had a wiggle and then tried to get on the gas again, had another wiggle, but Marquez running wide on the exit of what was that, turn 7 and turn
maybe
6
turn
rather,
7, turn 8, something like that.
And then Alice Jr. just getting the inside line and it's able to make the pass there.
I think that's actually turn 8 in real terms, I think. But turn 6, you're right. Sorry, I'm getting really confused with the turns on this track, Road America.
So it must have gone on with Martinez because he's back down to 3rd place.
For all that hard work. He lost 3
1:43.
seconds on that previous lap there, Alex, so been off the track somewhere.
And Fakara's picked up quite a bit of time on them as well, so yeah,
you can see.
It's almost close to getting into the DRS zone 1.7. If they carry on having their little battle, he will be there in a few laps time for sure.
We're having a really nice race so far. 9 laps gone, and still the top 14 separated by only 19 seconds. You know, that's really good.
Yeah, how often do we see it as well, Conrad? You know, the start of the race always very exciting. We're going to have that little lull, but I think this time we've got a pit stop.
Martin is off again. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have a pit stop that's going to spice it up, and then we're going to have this great conclusion to the race as well.
Yeah, we see it every single week. It starts off like a house on fire, and then the guys just seem to settle down a little bit and gather themselves until after the pit stops, and then that last quarter of the race, it all picks up again. Just coming back to Martinez, he lost all that time through turn 5 on the exit of turn 5, like we saw with Kevin Ellis Jr. as well. Got on the gas, just lit up the rears. His spin was a little bit more significant though, and that's why he lost that place to Victor Rodriguez. So obviously David Martinez struggling with the tyres a little bit at the moment. And Alex, while we're on the subject, one of the changes they did make to the car in this last patch was the tyre degradation. Was there sort of a marked difference that you guys could see, especially running the longer race distances in WCS?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was certainly a lot harder for us to make the one-stop work, but I think we were eating into our tyres a little bit more than some of the others out there yesterday. So the guy's still able to get sort of 30 laps out of them. So, you know, we might see one try, but I think the track temperature is going to be the main issue.
Will be Barlog, Alex. Sorry for 8th place. They've swapped positions a couple of times. I didn't want to interrupt, but the battle's been raging between them.
Yeah, we've got that one as well. But yeah, certainly there certainly has been a distinct improvement in the way or the rate that they degrade at, because obviously we're running the yellow soft tyre, so we want to see that wear down pretty quickly. We don't want to see 40 lap stints out of it. So it does seem a lot better, but I think it's still got to get a little way to go. And as we were talking off air as well, we want those. We want that second compound. We want that super soft in there, something that's going to last 12 laps, and then the rule in that says that we have to use both compounds. That will really spice up the strategy somewhat as well.
Then maybe if that tyre's a second a lap faster, something like that, that'd be great. Good battles going on. Oh, Balog's wide at Canada corner again, and this could allow Victor Prieto the chance to make his way through, but not on this occasion. Good fighting here in the McLaren Honda on the Apex Racing TV.
Yeah,
Martinez
everybody from
closing back in. Sorry, Conrad.
everybody from second place down to sixth place, only sort of covered by 3.5 seconds. It's midfield is packed a little bit more tightly than we've been used to in the last couple of weeks.
And then there's about another 4 seconds, Conrad, between 7th and 12th. So, yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see. Yatsenko is out. Anton Sabrikov is out. Vedran Kral is out. The two of the top 3 point scorers of the season so far, you know, their day's over. Won't be getting any points for this one.
Yeah, we've seen Vedran Kral as a regular customer on the Sunday strength field races as well. Oh, just see Arsene Balog getting out of shape, and that is Prieto straight past him.
I think, Alex, it looks like for Istvan that it looks like a cumulative effect with his tyres. He's having a lot of these little moments and just building and building, isn't it?
Yeah, he's struggling out there, you're right. And I think he's just trying to hold on now until his pit stop. Ever since that big moment he had, he's...
Here comes Kevin Ellis.
Yeah, he's not been able to do anything. Kevin, easy. Oh, he's going to have to go around the outside of Canada. Not easy. Got to have a lot of faith that the driver on the inside is going to leave that room.
And I tell you what, Kevin Ellis won't know this, but you know, he's racing against Istvan, who's had a few issues on the exit of Canada corner, so even going up the inside of him holds a risk, because you don't want him to spin into you if he loses it again on the inside. Ellis has got another good run here, and actually, Alex, it's a decent overtaking place. As look at that, there was a move into turn 1 as well, and I think that was Gobi and Sabatov battling again, I think.
Yeah, those two have been at it the whole race long. Kevin Ellis Jr. is going to sail past Balog here.
Yep. Through before the apex. And the braking zone.
Marquinhos having a look as well.
I wonder how many of these guys that we've seen. I mean, I was just spotting a few people today that's having real problems with the exits of some corners. I wonder how much of that is just due to the tweak that they've made in the tyres. That maybe that little bit that you've got to conserve the tyres more than you've had to in previous weeks. It's only been a few days since that patch came out, and I wonder if it's just that little tweak in the tyres that's catching out a few people.
Some people might not have even really had the time to have done sufficient work to get on top of it.
The tyre,
I mean,
the tyre itself didn't change from the other day. It's only the ERS and DRS that changed. So the tyre's still the same one from season 2 build. So no tweaks there to worry about. But yeah, even still, we've only, the drivers have only had 3 weeks, and this is the first time we've sort of been to a track where we've got sort of good medium speed and high speed.
Balog's in the pits.
Corners,
we've got Vensing in the pits as well.
All right, and Jonjic as well. Zoran Jonjic. So he pits from 14th, trying to get an undercut. You know, it's a good tactic for Balog because he was dropping like a stone. So anything that can potentially get him back on fresh rubber.
Martinez again. He's going to have to go around the outside. We've already seen this move. He's way clear in the braking zone as well. Gets the car stopped and hits the apex lovely. So great move.
Dakar is now well and truly involved in this battle, as is Diogo Oliveira.
And Giuseppe as well, yeah.
This is one of the best races we've seen, I think, Alex, in terms of how close it's been. I think it's definitely down to Road America for one, and the DRS probably for the other.
Yeah, great circuit, Road America. Always, the grids are always quite close as well here, and it's just you got some time, haven't you, to think about the hitting the right braking point and getting the car stopped and turned in. So. And just sort of tracks where it's coming at you all the time.
However, again, Alex, he was at a disadvantage there because there was DRS for Victor Rodriguez as well. So
Yeah, Victor able to hold on to that, just really, like you say, just because he had that as well. So
we'll see what Istvan Balog does on the next lap, not this one in particular.
Anyone else coming into the pits? Oh, there's a
Wensing.
couple.
See, Wensing has come. Where's Wensing come out? He's come out. Yeah, he's in front of Balog. He's behind Fioroni, so he's about 20 seconds behind, I think.
Hey, he's sat in 12th place at the moment. I think he pulled the trigger just at the right time. He came out in a nice gap. He's got nice clean air in front of him, so nothing to hold him up. And I think Victor Rodriguez has just done the right thing as well, getting himself out of that battle, getting fresh tyres on, just shy of halfway.
You have to cover the move as well, don't you? From Wensing, because otherwise, Wensing's going to end up with a 10-12 second lead in 2-3 laps time.
He was already 6 ahead, wasn't he? So I think he could pretty much pit when he wanted to a degree. So
Balog is he gonna get Ellis? Ellis comes across with, not an unsafe rejoin, but a potentially risky one. But he knew the gap was there, so he knew he could slot in. Now Balog is going to have DRS, at least to close in on Kevin Ellis Jr. So good timing on the pit stops, I think, from both these men. Martinez has stayed out for the time being. I wonder though, Alex, if Martinez thinks that because he had better pace anyway than Rodriguez, that if he stays out for a couple of laps extra, it doesn't really matter too much. Not losing much, is he?
Possibly, but here he comes. Yeah,
he did a 40.8.
That was Oliveira with big mistake on the final corner. Will he pit? He decides not to. I'd have thought that would have been the ideal time to box. Just bring it in.
Yep. Minimise the time loss, of course.
Yeah.
So Ragusa now leads. And Fabrizio Gobbi second, third Diogo Oliveira, fourth Ruslan Sabitov. So all those four have not pitted yet. Sabitov started from the back pretty much. After a qualifying time of 2 minutes 35. So also got the first one in and then had damage or something similar on the second lap. David Martinez comes out. Is he gonna beat Rodriguez out? No, he's not. So once again, we're going to have that battle resuming exactly the same as it was before, but with Martinez with 2 laps, I think, fresher tyres.
Yeah, Junior and Victor here having a good little battle as well. Kevin trying to look around the outside of turn 2.
That's pretty hard to do, I guess.
What he will do, though, is opened up nicely. It's stopped Victor from having a particularly good run, and I think he's going to get him even almost before the DRS was open, but you can see now that's engaged. That's an overtake well and truly complete, nice and easy.
Looking at Istvan Balog's lap times, 40.9, so actually not as quick as he was in the early going of the race. And you would expect to be quicker at this point.
Yeah, at least 7/10 of a second quicker after putting fresh tyres on from what you were at the very start of the run. So seems to be how much you gain with the pits.
Alex, obviously, without giving too much away for yourself, really, will the drivers be monitoring the ERS function and seeing if they can't squeeze a little bit extra out of it throughout the race?
Yeah, absolutely. I know for myself, I manage my ERS levels throughout the race. At the end of the day, I start with 100 and I want to finish with as close to 0 as I can get. And I'm slowly working it down through the race. Of course, when I'm in battles and I have to, I want to attack, then I'll be using a little bit more. And, if it doesn't come off, I'll have to charge it back up again and, have another attempt, a couple of laps later or something like that. And but yeah, it's something you have to monitor and keep an eye on no matter what. You don't, if you can see somebody's closing in, say 2 or 3 seconds back, and they're closing in, then you need to do what you can to make sure that you've got plenty to defend with as well. So there's a lot going on, and it helps definitely to have a spotter around.
Martinez is very close again. Sorry, mate, he's going to go down the inside.
Yeah, no worries.
And he's done that 2 or 3 times already, so you would think he'd be able to pull that off, and he did really well.
Oh, I see. Rodriguez has another quick little cheeky look back, but can't make it happen. So, but yeah, just to come back on that point, it's it's something the guys are just going to have to look at all race long. You know, it's one of the added things that we're in, you know, that's in this car. So it's quite funny watching the Channel 4 Formula 1 thing with David Coulthard. You know, can the old man keep up with all the extra things he's got to do? And you know, just to show actually that.
Could he do it?
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did it fine. Come on.
We just have to add as well,
DC,
he did have to commentate as well to go with all of that.
That's it. And you've still got this battle going on actually between the four men who haven't pitted yet, Alex, and Giuseppe Ragusa, Fabrizio Gobbi, Diogo Oliveira and Ruslan Sabitov. Now, and the Fioroni's actually in 5th as well, so I wonder if he could maybe spoil the party for Wensing and, you know, Rodriguez, Martinez, those guys.
He's 2.5 seconds lap slower than Wensing, so when Wensing gets to him, he's going to fly straight by. I think there's not going to be any question there, and he's 2.2 seconds quicker than the leader as well. So even if these guys try and stay out and no stop it, Wensing will still catch him and overtake him. I'm sure of it.
The guys behind are travelling quite a bit faster than Ragusa is. 41.2 for Gobbi, 41.2 for Oliveira, 41.1 for Sabitov. Ragusa in the 42.2s. And he's had a couple of slightly poor laps actually. I wonder if his tyres are now just saying, look, enough is enough, get me in. Let me strap some fresh boots on. I think what it has done is it means that I think he can come out actually ahead of Martinez now.
No chance.
No, is he not?
Martinez 26.6 seconds behind at the moment, and you're looking at about 33 seconds for a pit stop.
All right. He still come out ahead of Kevin Ellis.
Yep.
Didn't too bad because Ellis has been coming through the field fairly well so far. Apologies for my ignorance on that. It is a long old pit lane here though, isn't it?
Oh, it is. So, and this is what really forces people into trying like the no stop or or a one stop on a longer race really. And I'll be honest, I think these guys are all in now for a no stop. You know, they have absolutely committed themselves to it. We're over halfway through now. It makes no sense.
Well.
Yeah, it makes no sense with this tyre to try and hold out. To go longer in the first stint, or the way the build is now. Like the old car, when we had, the fuel was a distinct advantage to have that bit lighter, rather than refilling and things like that. That was where the overcut happened. But this car is all about the undercut. So, yeah, these guys definitely going for it. But another 1.1 seconds for Wensing. So he's certainly going to get there. He's only 15 seconds back. So it's going to be close, but come towards the end of the race, their tyres are going to be even slower. So we were doing some testing running, and I think when we did some back-to-back pit stop and non-pit stop, it was about 7/8 tenths of a second was the difference. But at the end of the actual run, it was closer to 1.5 seconds. So it'll be those last sort of 6-7 laps where he'll really come on strong.
Yeah, it would be a bit of a pointless exercise to come in really now, because you're going to end up, like I say, you're going to end up 10th. I mean, Conrad, they've really got nothing to lose now, because really, if this goes badly, the worst they're going to get is probably going to be 4th or 5th, really.
Well, we saw it last week around Motegi as well, and I think Ficarra was one of those decided to do a non-stop.
Sorry, Conrad, as Francisco loses it big time, manages to keep it out the wall, but that was just coming under pressure from Wensing. Wensing come up so quickly, and those tyres just took in a pounding, and he tried to get on the gas nice and hard out of Canada corner, and somehow managed to keep it out of the tyre wall there. It's usually you're done and dusted when that happens.
Earlier on, Conrad, when you said that's just what Wensing wanted, well, just again, everything falling into place for him. Alex, we've seen Daniel a few times now. He's been pretty impressive in most of these races. Do you think he's going to be a legitimate contender in the Pro Series at the end of the season?
I think he's definitely got the pace to do that. There's a few names that really sort of stood out, and Daniel's putting himself in there as well. So, yeah, I'm sure if he sticks with it through season 3 as well, he'll carry on and develop even further, be even quicker, and definitely got a shot. Of course, you're going to have the 20 drivers from the World Championship that will drop back down as well to Class A going for it, and anybody else as well. Be run on iRacing, so Don't know quite what Daniel's I rating is right now, but he's number 14 in this split, so it's quite a bit lower than some of his rivals out there. So he'll need to get that up to make sure he can get those top split races.
Ficarra all over the back of Rodriguez now, Conrad. Through the middle sector, he's just struggling a bit for downforce in that. Look at that dirty air through the carousel.
Yeah, he shouldn't. I say he shouldn't really have a problem catching up to him, but you see him coming through the kink, and when they're following that closer to each other, you can just see a little bit of understeer creeping in. As they go through Canada corner,
in a way,
looks good.
In a way, a little bit of understeer through the carousel, Alex, sometimes isn't a bad thing, because sometimes the car, even in sort of 5th or 6th gear, wants to, the rears want to break away a little.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, as long as it's not to the point where it just sort of pushes crazy wide, you'll be okay. But yeah, sometimes the dirty air through there, that's probably the worst area on the track for dirty air, if I'm honest. You're always going to get a little bit no matter what.
Let's have a look then. You know what, I'm starting to think the guys at the front have pulled a bit of a masterstroke here, because there's only 11 laps to go after this one, and Wensing's still 14 seconds behind, and he still has to overtake 4 cars.
Yeah, 1.3 seconds that lap.
Here comes Ficarra again, round the outside this time. Oh, well, that's well judged by Massimiliano Ficarra. But if, I was going to say there, if Rodriguez could get the overlap, he could just throw one in there, and couldn't quite manage it. But yeah, sorry mate, you were saying.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, 1.3 seconds the closure as well, and they're starting to fight at the front as well. So this is going to slow him down even more, which they can't afford to do right now.
What they need to do is they need Conrad. I guess they need to act like a breakaway in a cycling race and just work together, and then stay out front as long as they can, and then maybe fight it out at the very end.
That would certainly be the sensible thing to do, but I mean, how many times have you seen Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg work together? Not many times, especially in recent years. I mean, they're gonna slug it out up front, no matter what.
Alex still thinks they're going to crash into each other this afternoon as well, so I wouldn't put it past them, to be fair. As now, there's a lot. Yeah, Ragusa now it's getting really drawn into this scrap, Conrad, and he's got Gobby. Gobby's got DRS, he might be able to take the lead.
And this is the exact thing that Venting would want for these guys to get into a tussle. That'll just make his job of closing up a lot easier. Ragusa's still got the inside, they're getting close to each other.
Oh, that's great driving though. Oh, really, really close, Alex. They're just chopping his nose cone off there.
Yeah, it's great between them. You could see the respect there from the two teammates as well, just giving each other enough room, but making sure that they fight nice and hard as well. So yeah, that's great.
Tell you what though, these 3 guys and Sabitov, even though they're battling, they're not going to be easy to pass. And because as well, these guys know that it's an obvious thing to say, but you want to be in the lead because you want to be, you want to be protected as much as you can from Wensing, because once he's past you, that's it. You won't get back past him. Not with the way that these guys have been doing 20 odd laps on this set of these soft tyres.
No, absolutely not. And let's just take a quick look at what these lap times are going to be when they cross the start-finish line and how that gap's closed down. It was 12.06 seconds to the lead for Wensing before, so we caught up 2 seconds the previous lap.
42.9 for Ragusa. It's going to be.
Yeah, and 42.8 for Gobby as well. So where is Wensing? He's crossed the line with a 1:40.3, so not as quick as before, but that's 1.9 seconds. That gap is down to 9.8 seconds with 9 laps to go.
It's good. It's good driving from. I mean, it's good from both these sets of drivers, but they've got to realise at some point that I suppose they need to go for the win. They need to go for the lead, but like I say, you want to be the last guy in line for the overtake by Wensing when he comes. But doing 42.9s, I ain't gonna cut it. Not at the moment.
Well, I don't think Wensing is really going to have a problem catching up with them. Might be a little bit harder to overtake them, but I don't think it's a calculated risk these 4 guys at the front took. to not stop at all.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, Ficarra took that risk around Motegi last week. The best he could do was 6th place. And I don't think the second person in line at the moment who's made it pit stop is David Martinez, and I don't think he's got enough in the tank to catch up with any of the front three at the moment.
That is true. I mean, the highest placed driver in qualifying out of the front four was Ragusa in 4th, Gobbi was 8th, Oliveira 9th, and Sabatov was 16th. And you know what, actually, Alex, I think Sabatov would have had a little bit of better time if he hadn't sustained that front wing damage.
I think you're right as well. So,
because he is lapping quicker than the leaders here. But now actually Fabrizio Gobbi is making a break for it, and this is what he needs to do, because we're going to see very, very shortly Daniel Wensing in the back of this shot coming down the main straight.
Still a 42.0 for Gobbi, so, and Wensing with a 40.5, so 1.5 seconds that time, so gaps down to 8.3 seconds. So
oh, this is exciting. This is really exciting. I think it's going to be. I think we're going to be in for a really good finish, because I honestly don't think that Wensing will just come up to each one of these guys and overtake them straight away. I think he may have to spend a lap or two behind one or two of them at least, and every lap, Conrad, he spends behind one of these top 4 cars, just make it harder and harder for him to get to the lead.
Yeah, at least once he gets up to Sabikov, he'll have like a little dress rehearsal of what he can expect when he gets up to one of the podium spots. But I mean, yeah, it's great to see this variation in strategy.
If
and I remember.
Sorry. Yep.
Sorry, I remember I was doing an IndyCar race around here. Was sort of just about a year ago, and we had the exact same thing. And I pitted late for tires, got new tires, and guys in front of me were on old tires. And the last 5 laps was absolutely amazing, just chasing them down, and that's exactly the position Wensing would be in now as well.
I think, and as Martinez having a look on Fioroni into Canada corner, Fioroni doesn't really fight that, as he won't really on 23 lap old tyres. Again, like you said, Bowles, he's committed there, isn't he now? And he might as well just try and hang on to as many positions as he can. He's still got about 10 seconds before he's out of the top 10, so he might just hang on there.
Oliveira and Giuseppe having a little fight down and into turn 1 as well. I think Oliveira can see Gobbi disappearing now, knows that he needs to get by.
But I'll tell you what, fastest man on the track at the moment is Ficarra with a 40.3, and then actually it's Kevin Ellis with it was Kevin Ellis with a 40.3 as well. So yeah, it's now, and Zoran Jonic is in the mid 40s as well. So some good times here for some of these drivers who started a little further back, and I think that might be the only issue, is partly getting involved in the pile-up as Ficarra all over the gearbox of Francesco Fioroni. And good driving from Fioroni, really placing his car where he needs to, and he might as well fight this here with Ficarra, who tries the outside line, and Fioroni goes wide, and through goes Ficarra on his fellow Italian there.
Oliveira as well having a little look on Giuseppe again down into Canada corner. These guys are fighting pretty hard, and Wensing's on the tail of Sabatov as well, just 9/10 of a second behind.
Gobbi's off as well, 1.5 I think now, maybe more.
Yeah, lap to 41.4 last time as well, so that's the kind of pace he's going to need to do. Gap down to the leader, down to 5.5 seconds from there. Those two are side by side ahead as well. Nothing going on
Ragusa, and now Oliveira as Ragusa covers the inside. Oof. Again, all this is doing, it's allowing two things to happen, Alex. It's allowing Wensing to close in and Sabatov to close in, and also Gobbi to escape.
Wensing got a good run out of turn 2 there as well. We'll have the DRS. He's going to have to throw one up the inside pretty quickly. He needs to get the move done. There we go. No time lost whatsoever there. Maybe a couple of tenths of a second with the tight apex going into turn 3, but
I'm
nothing
amazed.
really.
I'm amazed that Sabatov didn't fight that. I mean, I really am. But I mean, I know you don't want to end up you know, having a collision or anything like that with someone much faster than you, but come on, you've got 6 laps to go. Fight for your place. That's what I say anyway. But good stuff from Daniel Wensing, Conrad. He didn't waste any time. Now he just needs to, like you say, he's had his dress rehearsal. He knows where he can brake on that inside line if he needs to.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a much harder task on his hands once he gets up to the back of Oliveira here, with Oliveira having the DRS as well, and these two going side by side through most of the corners on the track. He's going to have to find a way through, and it's not going to be as easy, I think.
I think with them battling as well, might be some situations, Alex, where Wensing finds himself completely blocked off.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where it comes in. He needs to obviously get a good run, and well, that might be one already.
That will help indeed, and that is one already. That's an absolute gift for Daniel Went. I tell you what, people are just falling out of his way almost.
Yeah, well, I was thinking with the time that Vensing might have lost behind Ragusa and Oliveira, that Gobi might have just had enough in there to take the race win without any mistakes. Now, however, completely different situation. There's just got under 6 laps left.
Oh, look at the
All
closing
Vensing's got
speed.
done, he's just going to pick up.
Oh, he's going to shove it up the inside, and he makes contact with Giuseppe Ragusa. And a misjudgment there. It was one of those little half moves, Alex. He
just wasn't quite close enough, was he? So, yeah, just get the braking done, get right up, tucked up close now. He'll need to do this one into Canada corner, because he's going to need the gap to the leader, 5 seconds. He's going to need the 5 laps to close down and maybe have a shot on the final lap to get the move done.
He
like
needs
we said,
this.
This little group has definitely made the difference to whether or not he can win the race. He's got by 2 of them.
But again, that slight misjudgment, Alex, could be it. But look at this now. DRS super effective down this back straight now. Oh, and again, good defence from Ragusa. Just placing his car right in the middle of the road. Not allowing Wensing any sort of real space. And Diogo Oliveira's not out of this either in terms of the fight for second place. As Ragusa fighting with all his worth down the main straight, Conrad.
And Wensing got the run off of the corner as well.
I think he's going to clear him, is he?
Yeah, he has. He's going to have the grip as well, just to turn in and go.
And will he also have the DRS? Is there a detection
no, he
point
won't.
on this little straight? Isn't
it's down there,
it is.
so he won't get it down there. But I don't think he'll have to worry too much, because look at the extra speed that he's able to carry through through turn 2 there. I mean, he'll have to defend a little bit towards the end of the corner, but I think it's going to be more Oliveira that's going to have a look on Ragusa.
You could hear the panic.
Wow.
That's extremely late on the brakes for both of them.
The understeers into Ragusa. And Sabatov, he's going to close in as well on this group. Wensing's away. And after Fabrizio Gobi. Got a real fight on our hands now here on Apex Racing TV. iRacing Grand Prix Series, Strength of Field Race, Andrew Woodhouse, Conrad Venter, Alex Simpson.
Oliveira's going to have another look at Ragusa as they come on the run down to Canada corner after they get through the kink. Oliveira, I think, will be feeling a little bit hard done by that move, that defensive move by Ragusa into turn 5.
Oh, and that's brave from Ragusa. And makes a slight mistake through Canada corner, but he gets away with it. And Ruslan Sabatov, the man who is, I believe he's second in points on the season. And yeah, he's closing up there. He can sniff the podium here. He can smell it. 3.9 seconds is the gap. 4 laps to go.
1 second close that lap as well. This is going to come down to the last lap for the win, no doubt.
Gobi's done 28 laps on that set of Pirellis. Daniel Wensing
for Ragusa there as well.
Daniel Wensing pitted at the end of lap 12.
Oh, and he runs wide into turn 2 as well. Surely this is going to open the door for Oliveira. They're side by side. It's going to be a drag race. DRS comes open. Surely that's going to be done. Lots of ERS being used right now.
It looks like Ragusa also on the ERS button, trying to increase the power from that hybrid unit. Oh, they're inches away from making contact, which could be disastrous for both their races. Oh, and a big twitch from Oliveira. More action here.
Yeah,
We're seeing an outstanding
you're gonna have
race,
to get your
Conrad.
scrapers out. You're gonna have to get your wall scrapers out. You can't separate these two. No love or money.
I think Sabatov's doing the right thing now. It just looks like these two are going to knock each other off the track at some point, and he wants to give himself a little bit of room just in case they do.
Look at this as well. Look at this battle for 8th as well. Fioroni, Rodriguez, Kevin Ellis and Victor Prieto with just 2 seconds between the 4 of them.
I don't think Fioroni is going to have anything for any of them. He's one of the guys that hasn't stopped, and he's been doing a bit of rally cross through some of the corners himself.
He just needs to hope, I think, Conrad, that these Ellis and Rodriguez continue to fight, continue to compromise their own race. Down the inside, Kevin Ellis, and not quite with enough space there to make that move stick. As Ragusa continues to defend, the lead is 3 seconds for Fabrizio Gobbi. This could be a wonderful result for him if he can pull this off. Qualified 8th. And he was only half a second off the pace. Hasn't made a pit stop. 30 odd seconds he saved. As Oliveira now back with DRS, back with the advantage, down the straight into turn 5. Had the outside line well defended again from Giuseppe Ragusa, but he twitches through that 90-degree left-hander.
Martins has got Sabatov as well. That come out of nowhere. He's been slowly chipping away at that, and here comes Ficarra too. Round the outside, Sabatov losing all this ground. Oh,
look at that!
A little bit of contact there, but somehow Ficarra holds on to it.
What a move by Ficarra. Conrad, we said that Martinez might not be able to get involved in this. He might even get 3rd place.
Yeah, I think Ragusa and Oliveira has been fighting away to such an extent, and even holding up Sabatov by doing it, that it's given Ficarra and Martinez the great opportunity of catching up. And now they are in real danger of not even being in with a shot of a podium spot.
Sabatov hanging back a little, Alex, might have even cost him there, because maybe he didn't really appreciate the rate that David Martinez was closing in. And now Martinez is lining up Oliveira.
2.2 seconds the gap. The closure speed has come down quite considerably. It's only 9/10 of a second that lap.
Wensing's tyres, remember, starting to lose their edge after being put on lap 13, compared to, like I said, the 30 laps that Fabrizio Gobbi's tyres have now got on. His lap times are slipping, his lead is eroding, and Daniel Wensing is getting ever closer, and he'll soon be able to sense him almost. He'll be able to hear that Honda engine.
I think he's going to get one shot, and that's going to be into Canada corner. That's it. Oh, look at the extra traction that he's got there compared to Oliveira.
Oliveira's hanging in there. Oh my!
It's not going to happen. And I bet Ficarra is going to just try and throw one up the inside here. Just lines it up late on the brakes.
Here he comes. Oh, good driving from Oliveira around the outside to hang on. That's astonishing. But Ficarra is only a matter of time.
I wonder if Ficarra and Martinez knew what they were driving into when they joined this battle.
Oh, he's got Ragusa! Over and out goes Giuseppe Ragusa. The huge style through the kink. Massive one there. And out he goes.
Oh, aka Fernando Alonso. Sky everywhere.
Oh dear, dear, dear. Massive crash for Giuseppe Ragusa. And now Ficarra.
1.1 seconds covers the leaders. He's not going to get in the DRS zone for this one. It's going to be close. Oh, he might have done. Looking at my live timing. Is it going to be? That was 9/10 of a second. Will that flap pop open? Has he got the DRS? Can he use that to get close?
Yes, he has. And oh, he's got one shot, Alex, I think. And that'll be into Canada corner. Or could it be earlier than that? Gobbi's really struggling, but I think Wensing senses He senses he's got a chance to win this race, and he just got a little bit excited. Possibly he's running a little wide.
Yep.
He's getting a little untidy now. Maybe just sensing that dirty air in the front wing of his McLaren Honda. For the first time in quite a few laps. Takes some time to adjust sometimes, Alex, when you haven't been in traffic for a while.
0.3 of a second coming through. 0.4 there, the dirty air kicking in. Oh, he's
Picaro
definitely going to have a shot.
Picaro got past Oliveira. But it's all about this battle for the lead. The DRS comes open. And can Daniel Wensing wrestle the lead away from Fabrizio Gobbi? He's not close enough into Canada corner, but he may have a shot. Conrad coming out the...
He's going to have a go.
And Wensing has made a colossal error. And he's thrown the lead away of Fabrizio Gobbi. He's got one corner to go. And he's going to come through and he's going to take the win. And what a win with no stops. From 8th on the grid, Fabrizio Gobbi wins at Road America. That is a wonderful race. And a cracking finish. And Ficarra is going to follow Martinez home for 4th place. And he's loving that, Massimiliano Ficarra. Gentlemen, that was astonishing.
I think that's one of the best races we've seen in this Grand Prix Series for a long time. The difference in strategy there just really opened it up as well. You know, that's what you want, isn't it? When people can try and eke out a 1 stop compared to a 2. You know, perhaps I should take back what I said earlier about the tyre and things like that. We want it to go off even more. No, that is about ideal. You want to be able to make it last if you can by doing whatever means necessary, tweaking the setups, conserving the tyre. And then if you want to just go hell for leather, coming into the pits and try and work your way back through, that is on the money.
What a race, Conrad.
Yeah, I think Daniel Wensing saw a big giant lollipop in front of him on the exit of Canada corner and just tried to grab it too quickly, and it resulted with him ending up in the wall. But yeah, what a final lap.
What it does to you, Alex, isn't it? On the last lap, when you've got a chance to win, you throw convention out of the window and you stop doing a lot of the things that you were doing, you know, to get to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you picked up on the point. He saw the opportunity, you know, after he closed in just that half a second going down that first, into turn 3, first DRS. He just, he knew it was he was on for it at that point. You know, he had every opportunity. And like you say, he just got a little scrappy, didn't he, through that middle sector. And that set him back and he actually lost ground rather than closing up through there. And, you know, had he been sort of, you know, 0.2 of a second or 0.3 of a second coming out of Canada corner, supposed to closer to 5, then you think he probably would have got that move done there and then, rather than have to try and use the extra traction on the exit. And yeah, it was there for the taking. Had he gone too wide,
Gobbi made the little mistake.
He would have, you know, he'd have had it. And you're right, Gobbi, I mean, can't take anything away. Imagine the pressure he must have been under, seeing that gap come screaming down those last few laps. You've got no tyres left at all. You know that you've got the DRS that's, you know, and nothing to defend against on it. So,
and the much more effective DRS as well.
It looked as though, you know, he just overshot his braking a little bit into Canada and couldn't quite get on the power early enough, and that's what opened the door for Daniel. And Daniel saw that, and just the immediate reaction, I think, yeah, just a little bit too much gas, got a bit giddy, and yeah, did well just to keep it from bearing into the wall completely and still finish his second. So good points for him.
Should we? I don't know if we've got have we got time for just to go over this last lap potentially, because I wonder if we could see it from Wensing's point of view, and maybe you could talk us through what's happening.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it back. Get back a bit further, I think.
Let me know when you've got it, and I'll follow it along. Because, you know, I bet you can point out exactly what he's doing, what he's doing wrong and right there.
Right, we'll be pretty close now. Right, one more and I think we should be there. Right, sorry about that.
If we go from the very start of lap 30, the very start of lap 31, we should have...
Yeah, there we go. Right, so we're here now. So we're heading into, on board with Winston, heading into turn 1. And Yeah, he just about catches. There's the DRS detection line as well, and like I say, he was just inside it. We were talking like 9.9 seconds or whatnot, so
Wow.
that gives him the big advantage down here. Hits the DRS line, opens it up, and you'll start to see it closing in towards the end of the straight. There's the big difference, the closure speed there, and massively under braking, gets close, and he just ran a little bit deep in there. Probably the DRS that he'd got, misjudged the brake in there, but then this corner here he runs wide all over that exit curve, and that's about 0.3 of a second he's lost just through that one corner there. Sorts himself out, gets it sorted down for this tricky downhill left-hander, and actually Gobby just a little bit tight on the inside there, and perhaps slows himself down a little bit. And even though we can see the close, and look at the dirty air through the carousel right now, and this, you don't want to be this far back. This is why he doesn't get an opportunity to overtake. He needed 0.3. That was what he needed. DRS will pop open, the closure speed will bring him in really, really quickly, but you can see he's just catching up, nothing. You can see there's no opportunity. And there's the mistake, the little twitch going in that pushes Gobby wide, and he was through. He had the momentum, it was done, but just the torque kicks in, just sends him a little bit to the right, and this car has got a lot of torque, and Daniel's tyres were wearing as well, so
Because he had to let Gobby back on, didn't he?
oh yeah.
And that was where he sort of had to dink a little bit to the right, combine it with the torque into the wall. He managed to finish the race. He was lucky. He managed to finish the race actually with an impact like that.
P2, I mean, he'll still be he'll be disappointed with not winning that race. You never like to be undone by strategy, especially when you had an opportunity to do it. But yeah, the guys nailed it. They sacrificed their raw outright speed, I think, more to make that car last over the over the long stint there, and the 33 seconds that you gain in the pits is pretty huge to catch up. But yeah, as we said, the split strategies almost perfectly timed there, pointing out that Daniel was about 6-7 seconds ahead of these guys before he pitted as well. So yeah, the no stop definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, Conrad, we'll have a little word for Gobby as well. He had a lot of damage on the front of that McLaren, and he still managed to fight through 31 laps on the same set of tyres with a little bit of damage, and he took a great win from 8th on the grid.
Yeah, let's not take anything away from him. Going through these races without stopping and then winning it is no mean feat. And he drove brilliantly well to get there in the end.
All right, Alex, are we about done there, or have we got anything else?
No, we're all done. We're all wrapped up. It's just next week it's Nürburgring, so should be fun. Prepare to turn all your graphics down so that you can actually drive the track, of course. But it'll be good. It'll be interesting to see what the broadcast looks like. I think I will have to turn some stuff down on our broadcast as well. To be honest, last time it was ever so stuttery and really struggled. So yeah, we'll turn it down. Hopefully
great track though.
They'll optimise that. Yeah, definitely. Love this. Love the circuit. It's a real challenge to drive as well. Everything leads into everything else, doesn't it? And cambered corners here, there, and everywhere. And it's a real driver's track. You have to get your line absolutely spot on around there to be quick.
All right, everybody. So, what a great race we saw this afternoon at Road America. It was Daniel Wensing that led the opening part of the race, but it was strategy that got Fabrizio Gobby onto the top step of the podium. From Conrad Venter, Alex Simpson, and Andrew Woodhouse. We'll see you next week here on Apex Racing TV.